Yo. Let me back that up a little piece. Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon, good morning, and of course, good evening. Good evening. So, as you can see, it's not the news with views today. We're calling this one the intervention. This is going to be coming in the evening time. I need to figure out what, but I thought, whereas there's not too much news to go over, we'll just do it now and see what you guys are saying. So, majority of this show is going to be about the things that you want to talk about, general discussion, general topics, general football, whatever it is, transfers. You know what I mean? The links in the chat if anyone wants to jump on and have their say. We will make this into a call-in show properly. Obviously, today is just today. Like I said, this show will probably be in the evening. We might still do news with views. We might still do it. We're not too sure yet. We just see how it works out. And yeah, got a lot of things coming as well. Big up Shane. He's probably still live. Make sure you subscribe to Shane Gooner. Probably doing the full Irish right now. So big him up, legend. We've got a show coming up called Clean Through, one-on-one. Things are in the motion now, thumbnail, that kind of thing, crest. So yeah, should be a very, very good look. Big up my broski Aaron Talks Arsenal as well. Fingers crossed we can get something with him as well on a weekly basis. So stuff to come, people. Stuff to come. First and foremost, like I said, I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope everyone is well. We lost some subscribers yesterday, people, and we've gone back underneath the 1,500. So if you are new here, or if you're watching on playback and you ain't subscribed yet, hit the button. It's free. It don't cost nothing. I would have been downstairs, but as you can maybe hear, my son never went to school today. There's even people downstairs in the garden where it's hot. So, of course, I have to come back upstairs and do what we got to do. But anyway, 3 people in the building, man. Let me know who's in here, man. Hope you guys are well this morning. Let me know so I can big you up. And let me know what you want to talk about as well, man. Let me know. I suppose what we can do while I'm waiting for people to come in, while I'm waiting for people to hit me with anything, like I said, any topics you want to talk about is the intervention. If you want to talk about Arteta, if you want to talk about a whole different football team, it really doesn't matter. Big up Mr. Robbo. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, bro. And I need to change this up really quick as well. But let me see if I can just do it now. I need to change up a few mods. But Mr. Robbo is here regular. So we're going to sort that out. Make sure you're following Mr. Robbo as well. Just got over 500 not long ago. So make sure you are following the broski. Yeah, I just done that now. I do think I'm subscribed to you as well, bro. So let me know if there's anything else. I think that's everything, though. But I hope you're good, man. Good morning, good afternoon, people. Hyper protagonist in the building. How you doing today, my bro? Hope you are good. Yep, Hyper's bigging up Robbo. Bigging up Viewz. Appreciate your time. 6 people in the building. Just hit the like for me on the way in or way out. And like I said, people, today is your show. If there's anything you want to talk about, the link's in the chat. If you want to come up and chat about certain things, I don't even mind if your camera's not on for today, because like I said, this probably will be something that happens in the evening going forward. And then when people do call in, I will require you to have your camera on, people. But like I said, lots of stuff coming up. The legend Shane Gooner, I don't know if he's still on, but make sure you go over and show him some love on Full Irish, and then obviously come back over here and show me some love here. Like and subscribe. Big up Mr. Robbo. So Marino for Ballon d'Or. Hey, bro, we can talk about it if you want to talk about it. I mean, obviously, it won't go far, I don't think, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. What I will do while I'm waiting for people to come in, while I'm waiting for some topics, obviously we can speak about Marino Ballon d'Or, but yeah, not too much legs on that. I might as well obviously bring up the Sky Sports spews just while we're waiting, and we can see what is going on. Big up Mr. Robbo again. By the way, Martinelli has left training with an injury today. Oh, Lord. Oh Lord. Okay. Okay. Well, uh, was there any news about that on Sky Sports, my bro? I'm literally gonna bring up Sky Sports now. You know, of course, I'm very upset, guys, because Trossard is now out, Timber's out, Rice is out. Robbo's just telling me that Martinelli is now left training. Do you know what I'm saying? Moreno's suspended, but he was not long out, like injured. It's pretty obvious that these players are getting ran through the ground. It's pretty obvious. Do you know what I mean? It's pretty obvious. Moreno for Ballon d'Or. Well, he's not in the Champions League anymore, bro. So, all the people that are getting spoken about for Ballon d'Or seem to be still in the Champions League. But no, being honest, obviously the talk was about Rafinha. The talks about Yamal. There's talks about Dembele. So, in all seriousness, I think it's those three candidates. But you never know, mate. Let Moreno score one or two more goals. Let Moreno get 10 Premier League goals this season. Do you know what I mean? With the 2 games left, and we might have a conversation. We might have a conversation, but I'm really upset about that, man. Again, more injuries, more injuries. And the thing is, we've got to beat Newcastle. Obviously, if we don't, we don't. And I don't care if we finish second. Personally, I feel like we need to maybe finish third or fourth so the top gooners can actually see. Do you know what I mean? So, they can actually see that things are not rosy in the garden. Like that. They're not rosy in the garden. Things need to change. But we will have a quick little look at the papers talk and the Sky News just to see if there is anything worth talking about. But like I said, man, the link's in the chat if anyone wants to come up, if anyone's got certain things they want to chat about. What dreams are made of. Sunderland stunned Coventry to seal passage to Wembley. Okay. They still got another game to go though. Wirtz family flies in for Man City transfer talk. This is what makes me sick, people. Let me get back to the thing just in case anyone said anything. No, they haven't. What do you guys think about this? This is what makes me sick, bro. I hope this is not true. Because I said I wanted Kvaratskhelia. I said I wanted Mamouche. And especially Dan Potts has been talking about Florian Wirtz for the longest time. And we always hear the same, oh, we can't get those players on, like that. They're too big for us and all that shit, which is a load of rubbish. But the moment Man City say they're in for Wirtz, it doesn't sound like rubbish, does it? It sounds like the truth. Do you know what I mean? Because usually when they're in for the player, it gets across the line. Why can Man City go for Wirtz and we can't? It's not like they make so much more money than us. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they got a bigger fan base across the world. It's not like it's not like they're bigger news than Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? So when there's a Rodrigo, I mean, we'll get into transfer stuff. When there's a Rodrigo or a Kvaratskhelia or a Marmouche or a Wirtz, why on earth can we not be in for them? I'm so sick of the attitude that they're too big for our club or something. Oh, we don't want to spend that much money when we've got multi-billionaires who run the club. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just so sick of that, those kind of excuses. But let's continue. Let's read what it says anyway. Paper talk. Flies in, yet for talks as battle for midfielder heats up. Plus, Victor Gyökeres would command a wage of more than 200 grand at Arsenal if signed this summer. Who cares? We've already got Martinelli on 180. Like, just get it done, bruv. I don't want to hear no complaints about wages. I don't want to hear none of that, if I'm being honest. Pep Guardiola holds talks with Florian Wirtz over Man City move. Pissed, man. Please don't go there. Man United cancel end of season afterwards. Awards after poor season from men's team, but no plans to sack Amorim. We spoke about that. He is getting a bit of a free hit. I mean, he has done enough to get sacked, in my humble opinion. He really has. But at the end of the day, he did come on the basis that it was going to be a free hit until he can get his players in. So, he will be here next season, just like Arteta, just like Martin Odegaard. So we just have to kind of get used to life with these guys. Florian Wirtz's parents met Man City officials on Tuesday during a fly-in visit as the race to land the Bayer Leverkusen playmaker heats up. I'm sick of this shit, bro. Like, how can we not even be in for him? Oh no, because we don't need Wirtz. We got Odegaard, bro. Odegaard needs to get relegated to the bench, bro, or even sell him, because we can't have no one on $250,000 just sitting on the bench. But I'm just saying, bro. Every time Marmouche, Kava, Wirtz now. Oh, we can never get them. I don't understand why. But anyway, Bayer Leverkusen wing-back Jeremy Frimpong would be very keen on the move to Liverpool. Of course he would, should the Premier League champions decide to step up their drive to replace. Listen, to be honest with you, if I was Liverpool, I'd go and get Ola, what's his name? Ola Aina, whatever his name is, from Forest, bro, on a free in the summer. That goes without saying. To be honest, if I was Berta, I'd probably get Aina now. Still, oh, you got Ben White and Timber. So what? Ben White can do centre-back cover. Let's have cover. Do you know what I mean? So we never have to see Party doing that role ever again. Let me get back to the chat in case someone else has come in, and they have. The man, the myth, the legend, Kyle Walsh Gunner. Hope you are good today, my bro. Hope you are good. We will be getting you on the platform very soon. Big up Viewz. See you in a couple of minutes. Okay, yeah, man. Big up, man. Listen. You can jump on if you want, bro. The link's in the chat. The link is in the chat. You can have your say about anything you want to say. I am looking to get you one for Under the Lens, so we will sort that out ASAP. Robbo's bigging up Carl. Carl's bigging up Robbo. We love to see it. Community settings, people. But yeah, look, they've stepped up their bid to land the German star in a £126 million deal. That is crazy work. They're trying to say that Wirtz is probably more money than Isak. Now, I know they're saying Isak's 150, but let's be honest, if you popped up there with 120 mil, Newcastle would have a lot to think about. Do you know what I mean? You know, even Arsenal. You know, if someone rocked up with 100 mil for one of our defenders, we'd have a lot to think about. Because in terms of selling, Arsenal's not very good at it. And whether you like it or not, we are a bit of a selling club, guys. We are a bit of a selling club, guys. You know, especially if Saudi came in for Gabriel with a high bid, with his age and all of that. But what would you do? Because me personally, I'd sell Saliba. Because I know obviously he's got a higher ceiling, he's younger, I know all of that. But I think Gabriel's more of a win now player, to be honest with you. He's got more captain qualities. But anyway, I digress. Big up Carl Walsh anyway. Big up Mr. Robbo. Hyper protagonist in the building. Man saying hamstring. Hamstring anyone? Toby Carvery settings. Hope you're good today, Hyper man. BX Gunner in the building. Greetings, my bro. Greetings, my bro. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you are doing well. Yep, BX, Carl's bigging you up. The volcano himself in the building. Robbo's bigging up BX. How are we doing today, man? What do we want to speak about? Obviously, I'm reverting to the news because not too many people are in, but also, you know, there's not too much news to talk about. Mr. Robbo talking about Martinelli, so I do want to see if there's anything on Sky about Martinelli. I doubt there will be. But we'll have a look anyway. A United scout saw Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. make his Portugal under-15 debut as a raft of top clubs sent representatives to the match. But is he any good, though? Is he any good? I've never seen him. Liverpool are ready to play hardball with Real Madrid over Trent Alexander-Arnold. What do you mean hardball? Over what? Letting them go to the Club World Cup? I'm not sure. Chelsea's Champions League push is starting to cause anxiety for some of their academy graduates. Middlesbrough have announced plans to change their badge up. That's the soul gone. Arsenal did it, bro. That's when we died. Arsenal have been told Sporting Lisbon striker Victor Gyökeres is theirs for 60 million. Bro, this should be done already. I don't even know. I'm sick of the talk. Yes, we heard what his wages will be. Arsenal determined to sign a top quality striker after bringing in just one over the last 7 years. Oh my God. With Gyökeres, Sesko and Isak on their list. Don't know why they keep talking about Isak, bro. Especially because it looks like Newcastle are going to make the Champions League. Let's be honest. Ruben Amorim has reached into his own pocket to counteract Sir Jim Ratcliffe's cost-cutting crusade at Man United by buying Europa League final tickets for his staff. Hey. This is what I keep trying to say. Remember I was saying yesterday about is it money or is it standards? There's a lot of mad things that are going on at Man United, innit? There is, man. There is. Liverpool have made early progress on a deal to sign Bayer Leverkusen Frimpong, blah, 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 blah. They've decided against holding their end-of-year awards. We read that already. Police in Bilbao have made a special trip to Wembley to meet their British counterparts and see how they secure the perimeter at the National Stadium. Now, listen, guys, I haven't had an email from Philosophy Football as well, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if the Bilbao job is going to be offered to me anyway. You know, I don't even know if they're going to get the job. You know, Tottenham have made it to a final. If they do win, they will do an open top parade. but I don't know if I don't know if they're gonna book us to go and do the job. Luca Talks Ball. Hi, yeah, you're in the building. Big yourself up. Everyone go and subscribe to Luca. Carl, did you? Okay, you're talking to Carl. I'll leave that there. Mr. Robbo, he said, no idea. Hard to tell from video. Oh, you're talking about the Martinelli thing. Jesus Christ. Imagine. What would that be? The 5th or the 6th hamstring? It's no coincidence, people. How are we? Thoughts on Havertz back? Does that bring Gyökeres deal broken down? I don't think it will be broken down. I think the only thing that's going to mess up the Gyökeres deal is Man United. Yeah, because if they win the Europa League and they're in the Champions League, you know, it's a manager that he knows already, that he's played under. It will be a system. It will be a system that he's played with already. Here's the legend. How you doing, fella? How you doing, fella?
My brother?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm all right, man. It's your time right now, man. Anything you want to get off your chest, anything you want to talk about, it's for you guys, man. Go for it.
Yeah, Viewz. I was just listening to you there about transfers.
Yeah.
So here we are, back to the usual shit once again.
Yeah.
We're going to be going through the next 3 months now, 3.5 months of absolute lies and bullshit being sprayed.
Yeah.
And most of it being sprayed by Arsenal Football Club in itself. They'll be leaking out names and get the fan base on track and get all excited, big signings coming. Yeah. This is going to be our season. To sell the merch. That's all. To sell the season tickets. To get the foreigners back into the country to watch the Arsenal.
Yeah.
To put the bums on seats. That's all they fucking care about.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sick and tired of listening to it. And I'm hearing names being splashed off all over the place. And I don't believe any of it. None of it. Mm-hmm. I made my mind up a couple of years ago. Until I see the player with that jersey in the hand, then I believe.
Sure.
Until then, I don't want to hear any rubbish and bullshit stories.
Mm-hmm.
I have a contact at the club who tells me what's going on in the transfers anyway. I thought of certain people on this, and you would have been one of them, Viewz, back then, but obviously I'm only getting to know you and all that. Yeah. But I let the lads know that Sterling was coming to Arsenal 48 hours before it was announced on Sky Sports.
Wow.
I've also known that Thomas Partey and all was about to leave as well as Gabriel at the start of last season. He was in talks with the Saudi Arabia team.
Wow.
And if you don't forget something, Viewz, at the beginning of last season, you didn't see Gabriel.
Yeah.
So, the club lies. Does not only lie, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Concentrate, buy the players that we need, and win me a fucking cup competition. I was on a show last night, True Gooner, Dan. Big up to Dan.
Big him up.
And Dan can come across. He gets a bit of a nightmare from the Arsenal fan base. They come in hard on him because he's an Arteta in, and that's his opinion.
Right.
I get on well with Dan. I'm Arteta out, obviously. Mm-hmm. But in fairness to Dan, he listened to you and he gives you his opinion, and there's no shouting over each other or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we had a discussion. I said there was another couple of lads on the panel, and we were talking about the Europa League. And one of the lads on it said that it's not a real tournament. Now, I understood. I said that's his opinion. That's the fella's opinion. But the thing is, that Europa League, we never fucking won it.
I know. We had 3 attempts.
Never won it.
Never won it. Yeah.
And Manchester United and Spurs are in the final.
I know. Yeah.
And I was trying to say, I wouldn't mind Arsenal winning it.
Of course.
What? It's a European competition.
European Cup. Yeah.
And then I was asked the question, would I take 4th spots next season and win a League Cup? And would I be happy with that? And of course I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
You see, Viewz, I'm sick. I am fucking sick of finishing 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, as in this season.
Yeah.
And getting a Champions League spot. So fucking what?
Yeah.
Because next season, we'll be in the Champions League. What are we going to do with it? Fail like we do every time.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
It's a
Just hitting the
joke,
nail on the head.
Viewz.
Yeah, no, you're hitting the nail on the head, mate. You're absolutely hitting. I'm so sick of it, and I think it was on the 12th man, football's 12th man as well. Big up Dan Potts, and I'm pretty sure the legend Shane Gooner was on there yesterday, so he's just fucking killing it at the moment. So big up Shane. But he was saying as well, you know, it's what is it going to take? What is it going to take for these top gooners to fall out of love with this manager? Because I feel like he is the single biggest problem at the club. Right, and you know, with his decision makings, you know, the way the squad is so threadbare at the moment. You know what? Do we even stand a chance, Kyle? Do we even stand a chance with the message we're trying to put out there? Because I feel like sometimes, you know, it's a losing battle, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we have to keep fighting. And the thing is, I can see that there is a little turnaround.
Right.
And fans are starting to see what we've been shouting about for the last 5.5 years.
Yeah.
Like, I have certain people that lives where I am that are Arsenal fans. And I hadn't seen one for 2 years. And he said to me only last week, Kyle, you know what? Well, you told me 2 years ago it's right. And I was talking to a real genuine football man yesterday, who's a soccer manager, obviously, here in where I live. It's not professional or anything, but he has a good knowledge of football. And he's a Man United fan. And I bounced into him yesterday up at the shops, and he said to me, you know what, Kyle? He said, I was one of them lads that laughed at you all those years when you were saying Arteta's not the man. And he said, this season has shown me that what you've been saying is actually right. And that it's time for change. That Arteta's after getting us to a certain ceiling, Viewz. But that's it, man. He's not good enough to take us up to the next level. Now, in fairness to Dan Truegoner last night on his show, in fairness to him, he did his homework. And he took out a sheet and he had 25 top managers in world football today.
Okay.
And he went through the list asking me would I take such over Arteta. And to be quite honest with you, when he started going down through the list, it started getting a little bit narrow, sort of the views.
Yeah.
Like Ancelotti, for example, is taking the Brazilian job, so that's him out. What's his name there? Alonso is taking over Real Madrid. That's him gone. Luis Enrique is not leaving PSG.
Not for
Thomas
us.
Tuchel is over England. You know, so when you start naming out all these managers,
it starts to thin out.
Starts to thin out very rapid. But at the end of the day, there has to be a change. The Kroenkes will have to do their homework. Bertha will have to do his homework. And they're going to have to see what kind of manager is out there. Because at the end of the day, 5.5 years ago, Arteta wasn't the manager.
I know.
So there has to be someone out there that they can bring in. But if they need to start planning that now in case that there's more failure at the end of next season. There's no point coming up to the end of next season and we're in this predicament and now it's all rush to get another manager in. That's not going to do it.
No. We need a big change. We need a massive change. I mean, they need to start planning. They always talk like, you know, they've planned for transfer windows in advance and all this other stuff. You know, they're always prepared and this, that, and the third. But every time it really, you know, push comes to shove, they're not prepared. And we're now having to, you know, make up for mistakes that were made last summer and in January, even the year before. So you're absolutely right. I mean, yes, I suppose when you do go down the manager list, it is gonna look a little bit spooky, but as you said, 5.5 years ago, this guy wasn't here. You know, you can't act like the whole club's just gonna disintegrate the moment that this guy goes. Do you know what I mean? Because we're finding ourselves back in a Wenger in, Wenger out, Arteta in, Arteta out. And it's good that I've got you here actually, Carl, because I wanted to ask Shane, but we got caught up in the chat. I'm 41, right? My first game in my old right was when Ian Wright broke the record at Highbury 1994. We beat Bolton 4-1. I was there, right? George Graham was there, but I didn't get to see a lot of George Graham. Obviously, I was very young. I was 10 at the time. But I don't know. Obviously, you are very knowledgeable about the club. Someone like Shane, someone like Jez. I'm pretty sure there was never a Graham in, Graham out, you know, at the Arsenal. A Rioch in, a Rioch out. Do you know what I mean?
No, back then, Viewz, George Graham was not our first initial manager to take in at that particular time. Terry Venables, if my memory corrects me wrong, Terry Venables was, or my memory serves me right, Terry Venables was actually going to be the Arsenal manager.
Wow.
And seeing something happened along the line, and Venables couldn't take the job, and he actually recommended George Graham.
Wow.
And we ended up getting George Graham then as the Arsenal manager. And for me, Viewz, this is just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supporting Arsenal now 40 years, Viewz. So in my opinion, George Graham is the greatest Arsenal manager in history.
Period. Yeah.
End of story. That's my opinion. Some people tell you Herbert Chapman, other people will tell you Arsene Wenger, and those names are great managers, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But for me, George Graham, for what he's done in such a limited time, phenomenal.
Yeah.
League titles, FA Cups, League Cups, European competitions. It's amazing stuff. And almost went one game away from being invincible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he bought, and as well as that was the players that he bought through as well. And what sickens me, Viewz, is last week, AFTV said that they much prefer the last 5.5 years that we've had under Arteta than the years that we had under George Graham. Now, for me, that was like putting a red flag to a bull. And it shows me that these people, they're not real fans, Viewz. No. They're there to make the money. And that's what it's all about. And the club, the club is with them, you know, they're in connection with the club. And it's sad. I think I see them over in Kenya or somewhere now.
Yeah.
You know, it's all bullshit, Viewz, you know. And a true Arsenal fan would never say that.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay's, big up to Jay's Collins as well.
Every time.
Jay say that, you know, people call themselves the Gooners. And they have no idea what that means. So don't be calling yourself a Gooner because you weren't there at that particular period of time.
Sure.
So, you know, the whole thing was wrong, but the club was wrong as well because you have the crest. Look at the state of the crest. It's embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cannon facing the wrong way.
Yeah, why did they change it, man?
It's a joke and it hurts. It hurts to see it. Liam Brady, one of the greatest players ever to leave my country, went over and he was a phenomenal player for Arsenal. And when you walk up those steps in the Emirates Viewz and you walk across that bridge and you see all the great players on the flags there. And Liam Brady, and it's from England, they can't even get that fucking
right. I know.
Big up to Warren's team talk. Warren got on email and he went through Arsenal Football Club over that. Good. And they changed it up because of Warren.
Wicked.
A fan.
Yeah, good. It's
so
about time.
They're not able to get little simple things right. Mm-hmm. And we used to be, I remember going to Highbury Viewz, and sure you were there yourself, brother. Yep. And you walked down and there was a special atmosphere. Oh. The marble halls, the style, the way we do things right.
The old school, coming out of the Arsenal stadium, just hitting the right. It was just all, you know, seeing everyone walking down, meeting everyone at Finsbury Park beforehand. You know, it was literally, you know, it meant everything. You know, the old school stadium, you're thinking, where's the stadium? Then all of a sudden it's there in front of you. You know, it's, you know, gorgeous. And we lost our soul. When we moved from Highbury, we totally lost our soul.
As far as I'm concerned, since we moved to the Emirates Stadium, the very day we closed the gates at Highbury, the club has died. Oh. That, in my opinion.
Same.
And Viewz, you don't know this, pal, or maybe you do. I'll just let you in a little secret there.
Mm-hmm.
About 3 or 4 years, I roughly say 4 years before Wenger left, I used to make YouTube videos, Viewz. I was a taxi driver at the time.
Okay.
And I used to put in every day. I was a lot fresher looking and a lot lighter looking. And I do videos and I post them up and look, I get a few views and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I always kind of thought, I'm on my own. Mm-hmm. No one is listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted Wenger gone.
Yeah.
At least 4 years before he did go.
Yeah.
And I gave up on it. And then people like Lee Gunner, people like Viewz and Shane Gunner and all the boys.
Yeah.
I started seeing them, and I started saying to myself, I'm not on my own. There's people actually agree, and now I'm nearly on 500 subs, and I'm trying to grow my channel, and I'm delighted.
Big up.
Because it needs to be said. We need to get our club back.
Yeah.
It's like it's after being kidnapped by these people that we don't know, and they're after, we want to get it back from them and make it back into the Arsenal, because it's not the Arsenal.
It's not the Arsenal. It's not the Arsenal. It's not the Arsenal that I grew up loving. It's not, just, and like I said, I was very young for Graham, but even I could tell the standards that he had. I was watching footage of '89 Anfield and how calm he was in the fucking dressing room at half time. Do you know what I mean? Like, what a legend. And like I said, that weren't even my era, but I know about him. You know what I mean? And a lot of Arsenal fans, they're lost in the sauce now. As you said, the badge has changed. We've moved ground. The whole soul has been gutted out from the club. It's absolutely disgusting. But before we move on, any mods in the chat, let's get Carl's channel link in there for the Playback Gang. Make sure that you are subscribing to the Volcano, absolute legend of a man. More passion than so many of these Arsenal fans online. Always welcome on this platform. Let's get into some of these comments though. I mean, maybe you've got some ideas on what's being said, and of course, people in the chat, put your comments in. If you want to come up and have your say as well, you're absolutely welcome. Lucas says, question is, with Kai back, does that mean no centre forward? I'm concerned now. We should get a centre forward. I mean, what do you make of that? With Kai coming back, do you think that they're not by a striker?
I want to be quite honest with you. Again, we're not able to see into the future, but I want to be honest about it. I actually believe that this Arteta is in love with Kai Havertz. And he's after spending serious amount of money on him, and he does not want that signing to be a failure.
Right.
Now, for me, it is a failure, but not to Arteta, because don't forget, I'm not a narcissist. Arteta is.
Yeah.
And also, not just that, I'm not getting paid 15 million a year to decide those choices. He is.
He is, yeah.
But the thing is that I'm a fan. I'm a fan for 40 years, and I love this club.
Love the club, yeah.
Apart from my daughter, my woman, and my obviously my mum and dad, my brother, and my little nephew and nieces, Arsenal is second to them. And it runs through my blood every day. And when I see this crap, and Kai Havertz will be Arsenal striker next season. I'm hearing names being splashed out. And I don't, if I am a truly top goal scorer in European or world football right now, and I look and see, and I know my football, and I'm looking across the water at Arsenal Football Club, winning nothing for the last 5 years under this clown, looking at him on the sideline, directing aeroplanes, playing the game, making players into robots.
Yeah.
Everything is robotic.
Yeah.
I'm saying to myself, why would I want to go to Arsenal Football Club to be a striker who'll probably end up playing centre back? I wouldn't do it, Viewz. And that's me. So can you imagine what it'd be like if for a fella that's absolutely gifted at football?
Yeah.
So my honest opinion is we have Kai Havertz. And I believe that this fucking fraud of a manager probably won't get a striker. Right. They probably stick with Kai Havertz. That's my honest opinion. Unless, I think there's one good thing about this Bertha thing. Bertha might want a striker. I'm hearing little rumors, little whispers that trouble is brewing already between Bertha and Arteta. Already.
And I said because that was the first thing when Berta come in. When it was announced, obviously I was first looking at the timing of the announcement because it was FA Cup weekend, and of course Arsenal pitifully limped out of the FA Cup. But then the second thought was like, okay, I'm happy about Berta, but let's wait and see what happens, because Arteta's won every battle at the club so far. And
he's actually more powerful. Arteta's actually more powerful at Arsenal than Arsene Wenger ever was.
Facts.
And that's shocking.
5 years. That's shocking. Exactly. And I said to some people when I was on Geordie Dredd's channel, they were Liverpool fans, and they were like, look, the guy is so close. And I'm like, look, you can say all of that, but would you want him at your club? And it was all like, oh. I said, exactly. That's the whole point. That is the whole point. You know what I mean? So brilliant points again. And yeah, and look, he's been 7 years and he hasn't bought a striker. So I just hope and pray that this is part of the Cronkies, you know, little bit of pressure on Arteta, and then maybe after next season we have to get rid of him. We have to get rid of him. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. Seeing is believing, and we'll have to wait and see. Lucas saying Man United or Spurs winning Europa, worrying. Worried if I have Spurs winning. Arsenal will mess up semi-final CL this year. I don't see Arsenal getting to semis again. Well, it was what was it, 16 years or 17 years since we was in the semi-final? You know, ever since Arteta was in the FA Cup final, he's never made another final again. You know, he's only ever won 2 FA Cup games. What's your feelings on Spurs and Man United in the final, bro?
Yeah, Viewz, it's disappointing. It's disappointing because my 2 most hated teams, my 3 most hated teams will be number 1, Manchester United.
Yeah.
Number 2, Spurs.
Yeah.
Number 3, Chelsea.
We'll see. Yeah, I know it already.
Can't fucking stand them.
Yeah.
But so it's heartbreaking for me to see Man United and Spurs in a Europa League final. Now, my brother's a Man United fan. Oh. And what was the first thing he said to me last week? Don't worry about it, Kyle. You can come and celebrate with me when we lift up the European competition.
Oh my God.
Now, the thing is, though, Viewz, Man United has been beaten 17 times in the Premier League this season. Spurs, I think, are around the same, maybe 18 times. 20. And these 2 teams are in the European Cup competition. Though according to some fans, it's not a competition. It's a joke of a thing. But it's not. It's a professional competition.
It's a great competition, yeah.
So, basically speaking, it breaks my heart to see these 2 teams and to know that one of them is going to lift up a cup. What have we lifted up in the last 5 years? Nothing. If Manchester United win this, they've lifted up 3 cups in the last 3 years.
I know.
And they're been shocking for the last 3 years.
And the cups are progressively getting bigger and bigger. League Cup, FA Cup, Europa League, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, you see, let's just say to you that Arsenal's the 3rd biggest club in England. But the way we're going to be overtaken by all these clubs.
Facts.
So will we be the 3rd biggest club then?
No.
And I want to say something, Viewz. I was talking to a Man United fan last night. I was out walking the dog and I had a chat with him. And I said to him, I'm going to say something to you, I said out loud. And when I say it out loud, it should shake you up. And he said, what's that? And I said, it's 21 years ago since I last saw Arsenal lift up a league title. It's 5 years ago since I last saw Arsenal lift up an FA Cup. It's 30 years since I last saw us lift up a European competition. It's 32, 33 years ago since I last saw us lift up a league title. Viewz.
I know.
That is fucking shocking.
It's shocking. Absolutely shocking. It's unacceptable. And for me, I always say, right, because I have a lot of people that say, oh, well, you know, QPR and people like that, you know, oh, well, you're entitled and things like that. I'm saying, no, it's all relative. Your club isn't my club. My club hasn't gone more than 5 years without winning the trophy. Yeah, I know it's a long time since the major. Sorry about this overgrown rat you might hear in the background. But that's what I always say. It's all relative. You can't sit there and say we're entitled because we're used to winning things. Do you know what I mean? Maybe not as much as the other teams, but you know, it's all relative to where we are. Our stresses are we have to get over the line now because, as you said, what have we lifted? Well, I'll tell you what we have lifted is the ticket prices. You know, that's what we have lifted. We've lifted up new shirts. We've lifted up mugs. We've lifted up plates. You know, we've lifted up loads of merchandise, but no fucking trophy. And that is unacceptable. Even in Wenger's worst time, he was still doing better than Arteta.
Yeah.
You know, let that sink in.
I'll tell you something now, Viewz. Let this sink in, my brother. 21 years since we won a league title. 33 years since the League Cup. 30 years since the European Cup. What's that? That's 30, 51, 70, 81, 82. Say about 85 years in total without lifting the cup. When you put it out like that, when you put it together like that.
Disgusting.
It's shocking.
Honestly, it's unacceptable, especially because of the way that the club keep trying to make money out of us. Do you know what I mean? They're constantly trying to ruin the atmosphere at the stadium. They're, you know, constantly putting pressure onto season ticket holders. It's just disgusting. I don't think this is a football club anymore. I call it the Arsenal Reality Network. And it really just is shocking. I don't know what it's going to take for these cultists to actually change and just stop supporting the manager and actually just support the club. Because someone said it on Dan Potts' show. They said Arteta is meant to be improving Arsenal, not the other way around. And DJB legend, he said it. You know, whenever this guy does leave Arsenal, the type of job he's going to walk into is going to be, you know, tenfold in terms of what he could have got if he weren't ever the Arsenal manager. So it's like, yeah, it's like we're doing more for him than what he's doing for us at this point. And that's where I draw the line. It's just not on. Bigger AFC always, he said, trophies only matter to Arsenal fans, not Arteta fans. Yeah, absolutely right. I'll get through a couple of these comments and see if there's any questions here. Big up Mr. Robbo. He said, doesn't it say a lot when these fans much rather lose Saliba, Gabriel and others rather than get rid of Arteta for a chance to keep the core players? Absolutely. And I want to ask you about this as well, Shane, because Carl, because Lee Judges was saying to Dan Potts that he knows some people at the club and he's hearing that there is going to be a casualty this summer from one of the big players, especially in defense, maybe a Saliba or a Gabriel. And I said to Shane, I said to everyone, I said on my show, if they do this, if they break up that centre-back pairing to get a striker after we haven't bought one in 7 years and we spent all this money, and once again they take away from one piece to add a piece there, I'm gonna fucking lose it. I honestly, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I can talk Arsenal anymore. I'm just totally gonna give up on this club because it's always been like that, Carl. We always have one, you know, defense good, no attackers, attack good, no defenders. We never just put it all together, you know. So I mean, what's your thoughts on that, my bro? Because for me, I mean, even though I'm so pissed off this season, if they break up that partnership to get a striker, I've got no words, Carl. I've got no words. I mean, what's your thoughts on that, my bro?
Right, Viewz. I want to say something here. Rumor has it, Viewz, I've heard from the good contact, right? Saliba's on the way out.
Same.
He's going over to the white jerseys.
Yeah.
And seemingly that's going to be a done deal. There's hush at the moment, but seemingly there's happening talks and everything already. So I'd say after the season, they'll probably go away for a holiday, come back, and I'd say then you'll start seeing what's going on there.
Wow.
But I have been told from a very good contact, unfortunately, that Saliba is going. So that's where we are with this club. That's where we are.
Wow, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Bro, I just if I had any hair left, I'd be pulling it out, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sounds to be said.
Yeah. Honestly, you know, I did this on purpose, Carl. I did this on purpose. I called my channel Viewz on Sport. I didn't call it anything to do with Arsenal because this club is forever letting me down. My dad died and he said, I just want to see us do something in Europe, son. And he died and didn't get to see it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm now thinking, for fuck's sake, I'd bite off your hand for Europa League. I bite off my own fingers on live for Europa League. Do you know what I mean? And then I could die happy. Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that. If this club does that, Kyle, I don't know. It's gonna be boxing. Honestly, I'm literally lost for words. I'm lost for words. You know.
No, it's not good, Viewz. It's not good, man. And I just want to jump back in and say I'm sick the fucking day of those fellas off FTV. Sick of them. And I call them all out. I don't give a shit about anything.
Same.
But that Lee Georges, I won't be listening to that fucking Egypt. Lee Georges is a flip-flop. Up and down like a yo-yo. He doesn't know what he wants. Arteta in, Arteta out. Players in, players out. He doesn't know what he wants.
Yeah.
And he has a big channel, and it pisses me off because if he's a true Arsenal man and he has a big channel, he should be saying the truth and saying it how it is.
How it is, yeah.
Because he do be on camera and he sees his bald head and he veins his snake and he tell you fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Tell you not money likes because again he's on the payroll. But what he should be doing is telling the truth.
Exactly.
The same with Robbie, the same with them all. Instead of the bullshit PR narrative shite that throws out there. Robbie is going to be all over YouTube Daily
Transfer.
Transfer and all these shows and talking bollocks like he has been for fucking years.
Just
and all it is to do that.
Yeah.
I'm sick of the views.
No, I agree.
The channel there. I'm trying to get the 500, but I say it as it is.
Of
People
course.
either like it or they don't. But the one thing about me is everything I say about Arsenal is from the heart.
From the heart.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Because it's my love, it's my life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, mods, make sure, I know there's a couple of chats I haven't got to yet, so you might have already done it. Let's get Carl's link in the chat. 6 of you in here. Let's make sure you're all subscribing to Carl. Playback gang as well. As a true Arsenal fan, you know, people that really care about the club, and that's rare these days. We're not on here for a buck. We're not on here, you know, just to try to go against the grain. We're on here because we care about this club. It's not the same club that we fell in love with. Absolutely not. Let me get to a couple of these comments though and see if there is any more questions. And of course, feel free to flash the questions in the chat. If you want to come up here just like Carl and have your say, you're more than welcome. This will be an evening show going forward, but I thought I'd just test it out this morning and see if anyone wants to come up and say something, especially with the season finishing. Right, but let's get into the comments. Big up BX Gunner. He said they're not fans, they are mouthpieces for a corporate media company. Absolutely. And big up Carl, because for me, it's like the triangle of pain. You've got the owners, you've got the management, and I'll say the owners and the management together. Then you've got the top gooners, the cultists of Arteta, and then you've got the mutant channel that makes it all just bind together. Great point that Carl's made there. It really is a bad channel. Go on.
Yeah, I just want to say, Viewz, I give you a little insight into AFTV. I had a little conversation, as in an interview with Robbie Lyon.
Wow.
From AFTV. Outside the Emirates Stadium. Mesut Ozil was playing with Arsenal at the time. And I was sick to fucking death of watching Mesut Ozil. Because I thought the first year and a half he was really good. And then there was a few years there, Viewz, where he never fucking tried.
Yeah.
And he was getting £350,000 a week.
I remember.
He got 172 million in wages out of Arsenal Football Club in his contract. And he wouldn't kick a ball, wouldn't put in an effort. And I was sick. I'm traveling from Ireland to watch that fucking fella walking around the football pitch.
You want to just wring his neck. Yeah.
I just wanted to open him.
Yeah.
So I went out and I had the interview with Robbie. And I said, Robbie, I'm fucking sick of this Mesut Ozil. And all you guys are bound to him. I said, he's not trying, he's fucking, he's a clown.
Yeah.
So we had this, and then Robbie gave it back to me, and I gave it to Robbie, so it ended up in an argument.
Right.
But not fighting. It was an argument between two men, one opinion against the other.
Yeah.
I wasn't calling Robbie names, and he wasn't calling me names, so it was just me against him about Ozil.
No worries.
What does Robbie do? Never show us the view. Never show us.
What to say? Never seen the light of day. Never seen the light of day, because I've been watching that channel for a long time. Not so much these days because I don't like what they stand for. But right from the beginning, the likes of Chris Hudson, like right from the beginning, do you know what I mean? When it was meant to be about real fans. And I think if I would have saw someone with your passion, I would have remembered it. But as you said, never sees the light of day.
No, and I'm not the only one. And that's happened to other people as well.
Right.
Because they just want to put out what they want to put out.
Right. Exactly.
That's what they want. They want to protect the club and protect the players the best they can. And because they're all the one. They're all part of the club.
Exactly. And they want to get those passes. They want to get close to the club. You're absolutely right. Big up the legend that is Shane Gooner in the building. Make sure you're all going to subscribe to Shane. I'm pretty sure you're already doing it. The Full Irish pumping every morning. And he says, got your message, Carl. Anything you need, mate, I'm there for you. And that's what we love to see. Community settings. Another legend, Shane Gooner. Make sure you're going over there to subscribe to him. Another passionate Arsenal fan who knows what he's talking about. Go on.
Viewz, just like to say to you there about Shane, you're not going to believe this.
You live close.
Me and Shane actually lives 15 minutes away from each other.
Do you know what? Do you know? That's brilliant. Let me just give that a round of applause. There we go. I know we come to meet you for a coffee, and that's beautiful, man. It really is.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really is. So big up Shane, man, and big up you.
And we met up. Obviously, we contacted each other. We met up for a little bit of an Irish breakfast, so we did, and
wicked.
we sat there and we talked it out, and just want to say a big up to Shane. He's a top man, and it was an honour to meet him. And it's brilliant to have him in this community. He's flying it with his channel, and he's going to help me build mine as well. So big up to Shane, big up to you, Viewz, Aaron, all the lads,
part of the community, man, and he's an absolute legend. You know, very knowledgeable about the club. Not everyone is, but he is one of them. So make sure you're going to check out Shane. He also had lots of good words about you. He said the 3 hours flew by. Do you know what I mean? So it's beautiful. And listen, I called him one time. He was on his little grass cutter. It looks fucking gorgeous. The sun was blazing. He says, I'm up in the mountains. I was like, fuck, you know, I'd love to have a little piece of that. So no, honestly, the fact that you two got together, beautiful. And the fact that you're both like-minded as well, because he was saying there's not so many fans that are. So yeah, beautiful, man. Beautiful that you two got to meet up, and yeah, it's gorgeous, man. And of course, if there's anything I can do to help my bro, we are always here. We'll get to some of these comments again, and then we'll answer some more questions. Big up AFC Vigilante, my bro. I have subscribed back to you now. I don't know if you are a mod. Let me know and I'll sort that out. He's bigging up Viewz and Kyle. Big yourself up. AFC always. The day we knocked down Highbury, Arsenal lost their heart and soul. Couldn't have said it more better, my bro. Couldn't have said it more better. There you go, man. Is this his channel? If you are a mod, please get the links in. There we go. I think that's the link for anyone that wants to jump on and chat. Robos, big up Viewz, like and subscribe. Appreciate that. Hyper Protagonist saying the same thing. Make sure you guys are subscribing to Carl Walsh. All right, let me get down because I think I've gone over the same comments. Big up Luca. We answered that one about Havertz. Mr. Robbo said we've had 7 hammies this season already. I mean, what's your thoughts on that, bro?
Yeah, there's something seriously wrong at Arsenal, at the training ground, the training in itself. There has to be something wrong. I also know match days, I know the players run into the ground as well.
Yeah.
The same players. You see, Arteta doesn't trust. He just sticks with the same players all the fucking time.
Facts.
He plays players when he shouldn't be playing. They could be 3-4-0 up against Portsmouth, play Saka. What is the fucking point? So this Arteta is running them into the ground. The training, obviously, there's something wrong with the training. Obviously. Yeah, you know, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a sports scientist, but I know that there's something fucking wrong somewhere.
Exactly.
And now we have Declan Rice is out, Timber is out. I see Martinelli had to come off there today as well. He's after doing some serious damage as well. Trossard, there's a whole heap of players out.
I know.
There's something fucking wrong.
There's something wrong. There has to be something wrong. I mean, I've heard rumors about the training pitch being built over concrete. I mean, this has been going on for years.
Years. This is not just today or yesterday. This is going on for years, Viewz.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it has. And it's disgusting. And for me, it's no coincidence. It's this guy with his pragmatic style. And I mean, I don't know if you noticed it, bro, but we played Liverpool recently. We were 2-0 down. Now, they took their foot off the gas, in my opinion, which allowed us to get back into the game. And we did. And I give the boys credit for getting back into the game. But then what does this fucking Lego head narcissist do the moment that we're 2-2? He brings on 2 fucking left backs. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that for me is a vindication of this manager and his beliefs. You know, he'd much rather just draw or not lose than really throw the sink at it to win. I mean, have you noticed that yourself, or is that
100%? 100%. I don't understand his mentality.
Yeah.
It's like you could be winning a game, you could be playing well, and it's like just put the players back, shut up shop. This real negative, boring fucking football.
Oh.
The PSG game, take that as an example. The tactic in that game was for Partey to turn into fucking Rory the lap from Stoke City and throw the long ball into the box. This is a Champions League semi-final, and this is a tactic. Or a long ball from Ray down into the forward line where we have Marino, who's like a fucking statue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make it make sense, Viewz. It doesn't make sense,
It
brother.
don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. And that's what I'm saying. There is no plan B. I was asking people, what's the plan A? Like, when is he going to throw something that, just throw the sink at the game, for fuck's sake? You can't be bringing on defenders. And even in that semi-final, sorry, even against Liverpool, there was like, by the end of the game, 4 or maybe even 5 left backs just defending players after defending players. It's so fucking annoying. So for me, because I've even heard them mutants on that channel talk about, he's got us competing and don't you want to be entertained? This is not entertaining football. This is a load of shit that we're watching. It's like watching paint fucking dry.
Viewz, brother, I'm going to sum this club up to you the best I can, right? We have our manager who comes out and says after a semi-final defeat that they told us that we're the best team in Europe. Right? That's number one. Number two, you had him come out at the end of last season with our great captain, that Odegaard, who said to the fans, let's not accept this. Let's move forward. Let's achieve. What have we done? We have failed once again. We had Odegaard going around taking photographs of the kit man and the medical man in the Emirates over winning the game. Why did we do that? For absolutely zero. Then we have Declan Rice after the quarter-final against Real Madrid going around the pitch taking selfies. Take selfies when you lift up the Champions League, you fucking arsehole.
Facts.
Then you have Declan Rice, once again, the Arsenal PR, on Sky Sports a few days ago, before the Liverpool game, and a woman interviewing Declan Rice. And Declan Rice is there saying the next 3 games are massive. They're massive. Massive. We won nothing, you fucking prick. How are they massive? Then we have Ray Parler is out on TalkSport. And we all know that Ray Parler is also on the payroll, and he has to be careful in what he says. But Ray Parler is an ex-Arsenal legend who I remember we honoured the George Graham era and how good of a player he was, an exceptional player. And the wonder goal against Chelsea in the FA Cup. And this fucking arsehole is on TalkSport telling the fans not just give Arteta next season, but definitely give Arteta another season after that. So that if he doesn't win the league title next season, I guarantee it, he'll win it the following season.
Oh my God.
This is coming from Ray Parler. Then you have to listen to Martin Keown giving the PR and talking it all up, and all he's doing is spitting shit. Then you have Ian Rice tweeting out merch all the fucking time. Then talking about merch, we just released the 3rd kit for next season.
Yeah.
And everyone is hyped up about him going down and spending £100, £150 on it.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, we're hiking up the prices for the tickets for failure once again. Then you go into the stadium, you're paying top dollar for hot dogs and beer, and you're getting fucking fleeced.
Yeah.
And this is what's going on with the club. And in the meantime, what we should be doing by winning, we're losing. We're fucking on. We're not achieving.
I have to laugh.
We're listening to all of these fucking shites. We have a dog called Win. Call the dog lose, because that's what we do. We lose around here.
Yeah. I'm so sick of this
Sick
club.
of it.
It's like fucking. It's like a reality. Like, the only way is fucking Essex or something. And these guys that go down, these happy clappers, these loyal customers, getting fleeced. 12 years a slave. Like, when are you gonna wake up? When is it never going to be good enough for you? And we've been getting condition, Carl, since Arsene Wenger, since the last stages of Arsene Wenger. Top 4's like a trophy, like a new signing, all that fucking. But we've been getting conditioned since then, and this guy has come in less time, only 5 years, and has got just as much power as Arsene Wenger in that time, and that is fucking disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Sick of it. I tell you something, Viewz. I remember going to Anfield in '89. There was none of this bullshit.
No, I bet there weren't. Yeah.
None of this bullshit. I remember 1994 playing Parma. Parma were top team at the time. They kicked us off the field for the whole final.
But we won. Yeah.
And I remember that the players went in on a bus to the stadium, and they actually had Parma Cup Winners' Cup champions in 1984. They had to go and change the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Parma were searched to win it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there was none of this PR, players going around taking pictures and in
Pictures
quarterfinals and shit like that.
Yeah, no.
David Rocastle, when that AFTV turned around and said that they'd rather have these years under Arteta than the years under George Graham.
Fucking
I say I went mad because my back screen, I don't know how to do with Viewz. I'm trying to get rid of head. That's why I'm at the Shane, Aaron. I'll give you a show too, Viewz, because my background is actually David Rocastle.
Oh.
And because he's one of my all-time favourite players. And I said, you know what? God rest David Rocastle. He should be turning in his grave to see what this fucking club has turned into.
Yeah.
How fucking dare.
Yeah, how dare they? And you know what? And listen, this is when I was on to you, bro, and I could feel the passion. The Declan Rice video that you done a while ago, yeah, when he's coming out talking about the game-going fans. How fucking dare he? You know what I mean? How dare he? So if you guys ain't watched that, yeah, here's his link, right? I'm gonna highlight it now. Make sure you go and click that link now and go and watch all of his videos. Go back to the Declan Rice one, yeah, because he's been doing this shit for a while with the PR, you know, with the bollocks.
I'm sick of it, Viewz, and I'm going to tell you something, brother. Now that you say about Declan Rice, I say something here. I fucking say something here. How dare he turn to the fans like me, like you, like the chat, like Shane, like Aaron, big up to everyone, and try to say that I'm not a fan because I don't go to the stadium, that the fans in the stadium are the fans.
Right.
You fucking prick. It cost me the bones of 700 to 800 euros for me to go to see a game. A 700 is a lot of money to a man like me, a family man like me. Might not be the Mr. Declan Rice and he on fucking £250,000 a week to fucking prick. And then the other thing on top of all that, that fella is 26 years of age. He's 26. I'm supporting this club 40 fucking years. I'm supporting Arsenal Football Club for 14 years longer than you're a fucking life, you little fucking prick.
Yeah.
So you don't tell me how to support my club.
Facts. And that is the passion we're talking about here, people. Because it's an absolute joke. Just like with people like us that come on and have a little bit of criticism for Arsenal because we won our club back. And then people say, go and support them lot down the road. Or you're not a real fan because you're not at the games. That is bollocks. And Declan Rice, I lost respect for him that day. And it was after watching your video. Great video, great passion. Everyone go and fucking subscribe to Carl and show him a bit of love, yeah? Make sure we do that. Let's get back into these comments. BX is saying these Arteta fans would rather devalue a trophy and competition than admit Spurs or United winning trophies makes the last 5 years useless. Absolutely. And I was going to ask you about that because I did ask you and you did tell me, and I knew you was going to say it because you're a real one. So Man United is the real rival. That's who we all that's our rival. We know that, right? So for me, and maybe even someone like you, it wouldn't be the first answer straight away to say, oh, I just want Tottenham to lose it. Because what are the ramifications of that? For me personally, and I want to get your opinion on this, the ramifications of Man United win it, they're back in the Champions League. They're going to skip a couple of steps in terms of getting back. Yeah. And also, they could then start to mess with some of our transfer targets if it is true that we're going for Gyökeres and stuff. So, I mean, what do you think on Man United and Tottenham? You know, who's it going to be bigger for if they win the Europa League?
Yeah, I think it would be for Man United because of the logic that you made there a few minutes ago, Viewz. It's a tough one for me. You see, Man United will be my rivalry because of, obviously I'm from Ireland and there's always Man United fans over here. It's either Man United, Liverpool or Celtic. Yeah. Arsenal's very little. And so I was always against the Man United friends in school and stuff like this. But for the likes of Jez Collins and Kenny Kane and them fellas that's from the area, DJB, that's from the area, they definitely do not want Spurs to win that cup competition. Because it's not just rivalry, but it's also, you know, it's you're in there, you're living in the place.
Yeah.
So if you were to ask me who do I want to see win that
It's like the Twilight Zone, isn't it?
Oh, man,
I'm telling you,
it's a killer. It's a
Yeah,
killer.
it's-
I don't know what to kill. I'll probably say Man United to win it
Yeah.
because I don't want those bastards beside us lifting up a trophy. That's.
I know. Imagine that.
I
would be
don't want Spurs to be. I don't want Spurs fans to be jeering me. You know
And
what I
that's
mean?
fair
Fuck
play.
off.
And that is fair. Because imagine, Kyle, that will be their 4th European trophy over their whole entire history.
Yeah.
And we've only got 2 of them. So,
Over.
yeah, do you know what I mean? So, you know,
Oh.
and I was alive for both of those Cup Winners' Cup and the fairs. I was alive. I don't remember it perfectly, but I remember Naeem. I remember losing that game. I remember Smudges, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Against Normal.
No, the less said about Naeem, no, the better.
Oh my God. And big up Shade. I know he said he threw up when that happened, I'm pretty sure, or something like that. But big up
It was
Shade.
heartbreaking.
my God.
Big up Darren in the chat. Legend.
Oh, is he in the chat? I need to get to it. I've been a bit pretty slow with it, but go on, sorry.
I remember in '89, I was my father was a Liverpool fan all his life.
Right.
So in 1989, obviously we watched the game together.
Yeah.
And I remember I had a bowl of soup, and I was eating the soup, and I remember putting it down on a little table. And I remember saying to my dad, "This is always the fucking same. 1-0 and can't get the second goal." And my dad, he was rubbing his hands, another tightening. And the next thing, I remember it like it was only yesterday when the ball came down, and I saw Michael Thomas, and the ball deflecting off him. I remember standing and I fucking kicked the table, and the soup went flying everywhere. And the next thing, all I could hear, "It's up for grabs now." And Thomas scored. I tell you the truth, Viewz. I'm actually filled up with tears here even talking about it.
Oh, amazing.
I will never forget that day for the rest of my life. I went fucking storm mad.
Amazing. I had to watch it back, Carl, because obviously, you know, I think I was 5 at the time. Do you know what I'm saying? So obviously I had to watch it back, but my dad obviously had all of the videos and put me on to all of that stuff. And you're absolutely right. The fact that these fucking mutants at that channel have got the cheek to try and play down those days is, for me, it's sacrilege. And I wasn't even around for all of them. Do you know what I mean?
Shocking.
Go on,
I remember what that feeling was like when that ball hit the net, Viewz. All I can tell you is I never took drugs in my life. But all I can tell you, I'm sure that day I was like a man on heroin. I was off the charts. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what I lost all feeling. I didn't know what was going on.
Beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. We want this again. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. You know, days out. It's you know, 2004 and bit like you want this again. Even like what happened against Madrid. You know, you want those feelings every week. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, we don't want it to be just once in a while with this big great club of ours. So, you know, it's been run into the ground. We'll get into some more of these comments though. Peanut butter, no jelly, ham, no cheese, Kool-Aid, no sugar. Arteta fans are not real individuals. Yeah, hey, listen, just like X and Twitter, it's not a real place. Big up Peppermint Freedom. Sorry it's taken so long to get here, but I've got a legend on the channel and we're having a good old natter. So sometimes it does take up a bit of time, so I do apologize about that. I'm not a Viewz, sorry, I'm not a mod user, but yeah, all right, I'll sort that out after this. I'll sort that out, my bro. Big up Shane. Yep, Carl did mention this, and so did Mr. Robbo. So make sure you're subscribing to Mr. Robbo and Carl Walsh. Gonna show him some love. Apparently, Martin Ellie limped out of trading today. This is what I'm trying to say. We're dropping like flies, and for me, it's just another indication of the lack of care from the club, from the owners. They're not even here. I mean, I don't know if you saw Marinakis on the field the other day, you know, ripping the shit out of Nuno. For me, you know, loads of people are saying he shouldn't have done that, not in front of everyone. For me, I loved it. I'm like, where was our owners? They're not even in the fucking country. So, you know, I mean, what do you think about that? You know, I mean, we have spoken about the injuries, but what do you think about the owner situation?
Yeah, I'm old school, so I am Viewz, and to be honest with you, as a fan, I would love my owner to walk out onto the pitch and confront my manager and tell him that this is unacceptable. Yeah, because that shows me as a fan that my owner cares. He cares. Yeah. He wants the best for our club. Yeah. But I don't see that with our owners. All I see them doing is over in America taking money from Arsenal Football Club to make their American companies bigger. Yeah. So it's focused basically. So I don't see any movement at all within the Arsenal. So this business is saying, oh, you shouldn't do it behind closed doors. Bullshit. You
Bullshit.
do it out in the public. Because I swear that if I was the owner of that club and my manager, I'd be down on the pitch side telling him, you fucking cop on or you're getting the fuck out of here, pal. I ain't your fucking friend.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, and that's what it's business at the end of the day. You want that passion. Geordie Dredd was like, "Oh, you could have done that behind closed doors." You know, you saw how Nuno looked embarrassed, but I'm like, look embarrassed. I mean, look, I'm not to say that Nottingham Forest ain't had a great season because they have, but I would love to. We don't even see our owners. You know, there was rumors that not even Stan Kroenke, but Josh Kroenke, there was rumors that he was over. You know, I don't even think it was true. I think there was 2 times this year he was meant to be over in the season. I think it was around January time, but there was no pictures of him. No one saw him at the club. No one saw him and the manager together. So we don't even know if he was here or not. And then you've got Nottingham Forest manager. He goes down in the tunnel after the games. He shakes all the players' hands. And when things don't go right, he shows his passion. So for me, when I saw that, I was like, brilliant. I wish my owners did that. I really do. Yeah.
Yeah, but Viewz, football is a passionate game, my friend.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's a passionate game. You're there in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be, the players when I grew up at Arsenal, I could see that the players cared.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that they played for the jersey, they played for the crest, they played for their families, they played for their friends, and they played for the fans.
Yeah.
And I've never had any problems with them getting big money back in them days because they performed week in, week out. And I knew that I was able to go to bed at night knowing that my team cares. Facts. Like I do.
Yeah.
But we have lost that. Now I look at my club and I look at the players, and none of them are actually, number one, they're not fit enough. They're not good enough to wear the jersey. Mm-hmm. The crest is too heavy for these players.
Yeah.
And they don't fucking care. And they're getting their 200,000 and 300,000 pounds a week, and they don't care. They're not like the old school.
Yeah.
But then again, we live in a world, Viewz, that's not the same world that we grew up in, brother.
It's not.
I'll give you a perfect example. Mm-hmm. I'm a film critic, and I have a collection of thousands of films, Blu-rays and 4Ks, DVDs, thousands.
Right.
And all the top production companies are all now putting out. So basically what I'm saying to you is the physical media that I have will eventually, in the next year or two, will disappear.
Yeah.
Because we live in a world where everything is disposable. It's not a physical media collector like me, gone. Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is that this is the problem. It's a disposable world that we live in, and the players, same with our football club. It's disposable. They don't fucking care. They're going to be here for a certain period of time, and they're fucked off to another place and somewhere off to be just distant memory. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's not like the old days where it was based on history, tradition. I'll always be known for the rest of my life for succeeding. It's not like that anymore. It's all about Instagram now. How pretty do I look? Yeah. Social media. Social media has to work on fucking
ruined it. It's ruined it. Absolutely ruined it. And spot on. I couldn't agree anymore. I literally look at these squad of players and I feel like the only person for me that kind of embodies Arsenal is Gabriel Magalhaes, and he's a Brazilian guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Which is just unreal in itself. But yeah, great points. Let me get back to some of these comments quickly because they are piling up. Peppermint's bigging up Shane. I think Arteta has big up AFC Vigilante. Sorry, I think Arteta has a formation he likes the look of and swears by it. And his only plan to score goals is U-shape, cross, and hope players leap like dolphins to head the ball. Absolutely, bro. It's just like it's a reflection of him. It's pragmatic. It's safe. Do you know what I mean? It's let's not lose rather than go and really try hard to win. And it's just not entertaining anymore. People used to try and say 1-0 to the Arsenal was boring, but I've watched some of those seasons, bro, back on tape. And as you were saying, VHS, we don't even have that anymore. It's all DVD and Blu-ray. I was watching that stuff, and it wasn't boring. We played good counter-attacking football, transitional football. We actually attacked a lot as well. Do you know what I mean? It was a lot of the time 1-0 to the Arsenal, but this whole, idea that it was boring football, that's a load of rubbish. That is a load of rubbish. Big up BX. He said Ray is just securing more beer money. I wouldn't be surprised. Big up Vigilante. He said I saw that Rice interview on Sky Sports YouTube. Had to call his BS. Yeah, bet that comment has got a lot of hate knowing the mutants in our fan base. No, it would. It would. You're absolutely right. And he's appealing. They know the type of people that support this club. That's why they're able to get away with the same PR, the same psychological operations every single time. But anyway, let's keep it moving. That sounds like Nathan Viewz. Hey. You know, it could be. He might have made another channel to come in here. Big up Peppermint again. Oh yeah, that was disgraceful comment from absolutely. And that was the first time I think I'd come across Shane Carl's. I keep calling you Shane. Carl's channel. Brilliant. Make sure you go and watch that. Make sure you subscribe to the legend. Aaron in the building. Sorry it's taken so long to get to the comments, geezer. Absolute legend. Go over and support Aaron as well. Top fella, top creator. He said love to Viewz and Carl, legend. Big up, man. Big up. Rouse, Mama Maybach music in the building. Big up to Viewz and the crew. Vigilante's bigging up Aaron. Let me just see if there's anything that we can chat about. Picking between United and Spurs winning the trophy is like cutting off a head, yeah, or a foot. Both are going to be shit. It is, and we have to watch it happen and win nothing again. So for me, you know, I'm very much like, people say to me, oh, it's like you don't support the club, you just want us to suffer. But I just want us to wallow in our pain. You know what I mean? I want us to, you know, Arteta and the club's had a shit in the room. It's dinner time and there's nowhere else to eat the dinner. We have to sit in the same room and eat our dinner with shit in the middle of the room. And so be it, because that's where the club was. I mean, what's your thoughts on it? You know, I mean, me, like, because I'm kind of alluding to the fact that these guys are really worried about second and everything else. And I just want it to be, without being horrible, the worst it can be, because I feel like that's the only way we're going to get a reaction out the club.
I'm like myself, Viewz, and it's very sad to say I was on I think it was Shane's channel, I think, or maybe Aaron's, but one of them anyway. And what happened was the whole show was actually a discussion about, are we going to finish second? And you know, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
Like at the end of the day, Viewz, we were second to Man City for the last 2 years. So the situation was, Man City dropped off the cliff, and we were supposed to be up here. So we were supposed to take over. This was what this whole process was, and all this bullshit. Phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what happened was, Liverpool came from down here and overtook us in one season.
One season.
And they didn't even pay out money. I think they bought Chiesa, I think was the only thing they done.
Yeah.
With a new manager from a different country, comes into England and wins the league title by 15 points. Well, 15 points at the moment. Could be more. It should make sense.
Exactly.
And then the FA Cup then is just thrown into the bin like it always is.
Always
Never
is.
kicked the ball against Newcastle. They were afraid of our fucking lives in Newcastle. And then here we are with the Champions League papering over. The Champions League run, by the way, was only papering over all the cracks that's going on in this club.
Absolutely.
And we had, myself and Shane and Aaron, we had this discussion then about finishing second place, where all the top gooners were saying we have bigger fish to fry and we're going to do this and we're going to do fuck all.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm here today saying the same thing, that next season under Arteta, no matter who we buy in the summer, it's going to be the same result of failure at the end of next season again. Because the manager is not fucking good enough.
Good enough. Facts. That's it. And he's done well to get us to a position. But you are like Brendan Rodgers. You know, you come out after 22-23 saying you felt like walking away. But of course, you're not going to walk away now, because you know you're now on the big bucks. You're getting 15 million a year. Carl, I don't think he ever got that type of money when he was a player. Do you know what I mean? Not at all.
He's the second highest paid manager in world football.
That makes sense.
The second highest paid manager. Inzaghi is on 5.1 million.
That is unbelievable.
This geezer is on 10 million more.
Yeah.
And Inzaghi's in a Champions League final, and Arteta's sitting at home delusional saying that we're the best team in Europe.
Oh, when he said that, bro, like, honestly, I don't know if you've seen, there's a video of Arnold Schwarzenegger getting kicked in the back at a basketball game, and I just want to reenact that with Arteta. I had one guy called Nathan, you want Arteta to suffer, you know, take it. I'm like, bro, this guy, I can't listen to him. I can't read his press conferences. Like, I just tune out. I can't do it anymore. I cannot do it anymore. He angers me that much. Big up Luca, Man United or Spurs winning Europa, worrying. Worried if have Spurs winning. Arsenal will mess up semi-final. I mean, yeah, I mean we've already done that anyway, bro. We already messed it up. Do you know what I mean? You know, again, you know, limped out of the Carabao Cup final, the first trophy that we could actually win, by the way. And then when the pressure was on, not like Madrid, where everyone thought we'd lose, but when the pressure was on against PSG, we was flat as a pancake. So you know, just the usual fare. He says, why can't fans now realize, get together and get Mikel out the door? Because there's 100,000 mutants waiting in the wings, bro. You know, if the season ticket people don't go, they're at risk of losing their tickets. Plus, 40,000 people can give up their ticket. Another 40,000 will be in again tomorrow. That's why. So we are facing.
The other problem about that is Viewz that we're only a very select minority of people that wants Arteta out.
Facts.
The rest of the mutants are to everyone and me. There's probably 1,000 mutants that wants a me.
Facts.
So you have a big problem there, big issue.
Yeah, and we need
all
people
go marching down to the stadium to get Arteta out. There could be only 1,000 of us, and there could be 60,000 wanting a me. This is the problem.
That's the problem. That is the problem. Great point. Great point. And we need people like me and Carl and Shane and Aaron and Gun Down and DJB and everyone to spread this message to try and make this club great again. That's what we need to try and do. But it is heartbreaking. It really is. Hold on. Trophies only matter to Arsenal. Oh yeah, I think I read that. That was one of the earlier ones. Doesn't it say a lot when these fans much rather lose Saliba, Gabriel and others rather than get rid of it? I think I read that one earlier as well. Let me go a bit further down then.
Viewz, sorry for something there, bro. I'm going to have to shoot off because I may go back to work, brother. But listen, I'm delighted to jump on there today with you. Brilliant chat.
Always.
And we'll be doing this a lot more in the future, brother.
Of course we will, and I'm going to get you on for Under the Lens. So it'll be basically like your show on this platform, but we'll talk. I'll send you a DM and
absolutely. And as well as that, I'll give you my number there, Viewz. So do it later on. I'll send you my number and I'll give you a WhatsApp.
Great.
I'll get a little bit of help off you as well to try to see what I could do with this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, anything you need, man. Just yeah, send me a message. We're always here, man. Me and Shane.
Big
pleasure. Absolute pleasure having you, man. Absolutely.
Big up to you, brother. Brilliant stuff as always, and big up to the chat. Yep. All legends. I'll talk to you all later on. You get me on the Kai Wash Gunner. Talk to you later. Wicked. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the Volcano. Absolute legend. Pleasure to have you on, mate. Make sure you're going. The fact that he ain't even hit 500 yet is a travesty. An absolute travesty. So you guys go and sort it out ASAP. What this will allow me to do now is, because we've been on for an hour and a half nearly, is obviously get through these comments. I do apologize that it's taken so long. You know, I did, like I said, the link was in the chat if anyone did want to come up and have their say. And we are going to be doing this a lot more. We are going to be doing it maybe in the evening or maybe an afternoon show. Kind of depends on what you lot want. But yeah, always a pleasure to have the Volcano. Always welcome, my bro. Big up Shane as well. Just seeing that Martinelli comment again. Sorry guys, man, I know it's taking me so long. Saw that Rice interview. I think we read all of that. These owners don't give a fuck. Big up E Ross. Big up Peppermint. Marinakis held manager accountable on the pitch. Proper owner. That's what I'm saying, guys. For me, that is a proper owner. Yeah, I wish we saw the Cronkies have half the passion that Marinakis had. Even with Roman Abramovich, I don't know if we saw him doing anything like that, but we always saw him at the game. We always saw him at the games, bro. He always knew what was going on. So big yourself up, man. The Cronkies are in incognito mode 24/7. Absolutely, my bro. It's an absolute joke. Excuse me. Aaron talks Arsenal. I'm so sorry that I've taken so long. Obviously, the legend was on. We get talking, and I don't want to interrupt people when they're being passionate about the Arsenal. So I do apologize, everyone. He said, haha, yeah, it's an early one for sure. Appreciate it, though, bro. Yeah, man. Listen, make sure you're subscribing to Aaron. Make sure you're subscribing to my partner in crime, Shane Gooner, as well. And of course, you've just seen him on here, the Volcano himself. Make sure you go and show him some love. The link is in the chat. Please go and find it. And go and click that for me, people. It's a good idea. Wouldn't be surprised if people listen in while on their way to work. And unlike radio stations, you don't talk shit. Only facts. Big yourself up, man. I appreciate that. That's all we ever try and do. Of course, you know, we do want to,
You know, we do want to be a mainstay. We do want this YouTube thing to work. But at the end of the day, it's never going to be at the expense of my opinions. It's never going to be at the expense of my club, ever, forever, ever, like ever, you know. But big up ASC Vigilante. I'll tell you what, actually, let me see if I can't just sort this out now. Big up Dio in the building. Like I said, I do apologize. I'm so sorry that it's taking me long to get to the chat. You know, I did put the link out and invited people to come on, and of course the legend was in the building, so we got to let him do his thing. There we go, Vigilante. Do you know what, Dio, you're here as well quite a lot. I'm a generous guy, bruv. You can have a mod. You can have a mod. You know, like Oprah. But there you go, people. Let me try and get through these comments, though. But yeah, man, definitely appreciate you, AFC. Big up Dio. Magales should be captain. Bro, I've been saying this for months. And then don't get me wrong, I then switched it to Declan Rice only because of the language. Yeah, because he's been moving like a captain. He has. And obviously his performances and everything have been getting better towards the end of the season. You know, the way he went and told off Thomas Partey after getting that yellow card. I'm like, cool. You know, Saka as well, going to tell him off. You're not seeing Odegaard do that, bro. I think with Magales, it's just a language barrier. So for me, you know, either him or Declan Rice, and then the other guy, vice captain, and just take the pressure off Martin Odegaard. I think he'd actually do better. I really do. But big up Dio, man. I appreciate you, my bro. He is pure Arsenal. He is, bro. And he's from the favelas. You know, like Saliba, French and all that. Oh, meant to be a boyhood Arsenal fan. All of the French legends that we've had at the club. This guy's going to go to Madrid, bro. Just like that. So big up Magales, man. He's definitely my captain. Big up Vigilante again. Arteta's football gives Freddy Krueger nightmares. It's awful. It's absolutely stinky, bro. How can you be entertained? It's not entertaining. We've heard fans saying, bring your Kindle, bring your books. Do you know what I mean? Because you're going to need it. Big up the broski Robbo. Make sure you're subscribing to him as well. Sad part is, doesn't matter who we sign, as long as we have Arteta, we will fail. And if we sign Gyökeres at Arsenal, cannot wait to see him as inverted 6 next season. That's what I was saying, and Shane said it as well. He was one of the first people to say it. It don't matter who we get, he's gonna fuck them up. Gyökeres will play left wing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Big up Robbo, though. I appreciate you, my bro, each and every time. Big up Dio. I've been watching a convo between Harry, Simeo, and Sophie of Highbury Squad. Fucking hell. That just must be pure vibes and reality network right there. It's become clear to me that a segment of the fans like Harry don't believe anyone but Arteta could have rescued the club. No, it is. They act like it's Mikel of Nazareth, bro. Arteta of Nazareth, bro. Like he's come to Arsenal with one loaf of bread and he's fed everyone for 5 years. That's what they bro. We was in 8th. We was like, you know what I'm saying? That's where we was. And Arteta finished 8th twice and 5th. We lost out to Champions League football to them lot. People are really acting like he's done something, like some miracle. This is exactly like Arteta's reign, like Unai Emery's reign at the end. Arteta was, Arsene Wenger, he was still getting top 4 and winning FA Cups. Pissing all over Arteta's reign. And these guys act like he's just split the sea like he's Moses. Honestly, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. And while we've got people like that, that's why I said to Carl, we've got the trifecta of evil. We've got the owners and the management, human traffickers, money launderers. We've got the mutant cultists. They, as you said, all they do is listen to Arteta. So when he comes out with all of his acting and all of this other stuff, WWE storylines, they're just sucking it all up and just regurgitating it like it's the gospel. Yeah? Zealots, heretics, followers, you know, cultists. And then you've got the mutant channel that want to be close to the club, want to get interviews with ex-players and all of that kind of stuff. They're towing the company line. So, yeah, it's absolutely disgusting. They think that when Arteta leaves, the club's just going to crumble. But there was the same people that was doing that with Wenger. Who are we going to get? Who's going to replace him? Did the club, you know, have we crumbled? Have we just fallen out of existence? No, we haven't. And that's what I'm trying to say. Big up Peppermint. I want us to fall as far down the table as possible. I know it sounds bad to say. But I want us to feel the pain. I did the Liverpool Arsenal watch along and I was there clapping for the guard of honor. If we won the league, I'd want them to clap for us. Just a shot. It's just a sign of respect. Don't you get me? The Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans trying to force a rivalry. There ain't. It's just a sign of respect, bro. I was clapping. Feel the pain, because if it hurts good, it's supposed to hurt, so that we come back stronger the next year, so that we do something to change our fortunes. That's what we need to do. Your manager came on the pitch and said second weren't good enough. Feel the pain. So we're out here telling you we feel the pain and we're not happy with second, and people are getting on to us like we're the bad people. It's crazy. Big up Peppermint though, each and every time, my bro. Fifth in a 2-horse race. Imagine the perception damage that would do to Arteta. There you go, bro. And that's what it's about. So I understand when you say I don't want us to finish second, because these top gooners, bro, they're gonna act like it's progression. We were still second and we got to 2 semi-finals. So what? We need to win. We need to bare minimum get to the final. Even getting to the final ain't like an achievement for me, but you got to the final, innit? Do you know what I mean? But we finished second, best part of 15 points off the lead. That is terrible in anyone's world, in anyone's metric. Do you know what I mean? But they're already trying to make the excuses. We know Arteta's going to be here anyway, so I don't know why they're coming out with all the WWE storylines, you know, home and away stuff. I don't know what they're doing. We don't need the reality. We know what the reality is. Do you know what I mean? This dickhead's going to be here next season. So let's just hope and pray that Montgomery Burta is here to do real big business. Big up my broski, Shane Guna, the legend. He's agreeing with Peppermint. Peppermint saying we will have to suffer for the great. Exactly, bro. Exactly, for the greater good. And I'm here for it. I am here for it. If it takes us dropping down to 5th, yeah, for this club to actually go and do something, then that's what I'm here for. Because finishing second, I feel like it's just going to be a whole load of problems anyway. Like, you know, lazy, you know, no ambition. No, we finished second again. We've done the treble. You don't even get nothing for it. If you get to a final, yeah, at least you get a runners-up medal. We don't get a runners-up medal in the Prem for finishing second. Like, let that sink in, innit? Big up Dio again. He said, did you know that if you count the points from the 3 previous seasons, City are first, we are second, Liverpool are third, yet they've won the league and we haven't. Exactly. This is the team, right, that only had one player come in the summer. This is the same team, basically, that we've come above 2 years in a row. And now we're so far behind them. When I watched the game, Arsenal against Liverpool, in that first half, I was like, oh, we're getting our cheeks clapped. Like, how can it be so far apart? Obviously, they took their foot off the gas. We came back in, but, you know, the teams look worlds apart, guys. It honestly did. Big up Dio again. Xavi is without a job. Arteta is on 15 mil. Xavi has won a league, bro. I'll take Xavi Hernandez in a heartbeat, bro. Go and get me Hansi Flick. I don't think he'd leave Barcelona now, but go and get me. And obviously, Carl was saying Ancelotti's on his way to Brazil. Maybe you don't want another club project. But we're paying a manager 15 million a year. There's no manager in world football that we can't get. Look at what Man United did with Amorim. All right, it probably weren't the logical thing to take him halfway through the season, but they did. They put the money down. They paid the compensation. We can do the same. Any manager. I'm just saying. Money talks, people, and bullshit walks, innit? That's why the Saudis always fuck everything up wherever they go into. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, man, big up Dio. I appreciate you, my guy. Big up Vigilante. That interview when Arteta said he was going to walk was a PR stunt. He was lying, as he always does, bro. I would not be surprised. But you know what I'm trying to say is, back then it felt like, even though I knew this guy was a donut and a novice and I didn't want him, at least he was kind of doing and saying the right things. Now he's not doing or saying the right things at all. He is like a double agent. Like, we're going against him. You understand? Like, we're going against the whole footballing world, rivals, everything else, and the manager. Like, he's doing his utmost to set us up in a bad way. Big up Dio. United will beat Spurs. I can tolerate a United trophy. See, I could tolerate a United trophy because that's what we're used to, innit? We're used to seeing United lift trophies and Tottenham not. I'm just saying, it might start fucking with Gyökeres, and if we was interested in Cunha, the likes of that, because they are going to be in the champs next year if they win it. So that is going to be a little carrot to dangle in front of the players. So that was my reasons. But of course, I don't want to see. Listen, I'd love for the stadium to just blow up. You know what I mean? And there's no game, but that's never ever going to happen. But big up Dio, man. I appreciate you. Great stream, boys. Appreciate you, Shane, man. Appreciate you, my bro. And yeah, watch out for our show. Yeah. clean through one. I don't know why I always forget the first bit. Clean through 1-on-1. It's going to be lit. It's going to be probably next week, Wednesday, or as soon as I can get back some of the thumbnails and that. We're getting everything in place. So start watching out, because you will start seeing that show coming up very, very soon, people. Vigilante saying, Peppermint, I'm starting to think Arteta deliberately screws up the league along with being in every cup. Bro, like I said, it's like we're prolific overachievers, but when we find ourselves in a position where people are now looking at us, it's like, oh shit, we don't know what to do. We don't know where to look. You know, that's what it's like. And he's definitely been the cups, bro. He's definitely been the cups. It's like he can't fight on more than one front, and that's a problem in itself as well. BX is saying, appreciate Carl. Yeah, man, each and every time, man. Carl is an absolute legend, bro. As Shane says, more passion in his little finger than most of these top gooners, man. Trust me, absolute legend. Always a pleasure to have him on. And of course, any help that I can give him, we will give. Vigilante, I put out a while back the question on whether this is actually sabotage and not incompetence. Bro, there's loads. If it ain't incompetence, then what? Incompetence, what is it? It can only be sabotage, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Or negligence. Do you know what I'm saying? And either way, it's not acceptable. It is not acceptable. Does anyone in the chat know when Kroenke was last at a game of the Emirates? Bro, that is a myth. We're not even on the LinkedIn. If you go to the KSC website, they've been involved in Arsenal for nearly 20 years, and we're not even, or maybe even more, and we're not even on the LinkedIn. That's how much they love Arsenal. Some strange things Arteta does when we seem close to winning something, like move Havertz back in the midfield for Villa. Yeah, that's what lost it for us. Honestly, man, just like what he's done this season with Partey at right back, experimenting. We've dropped so many points. We could have even have been in a title race this year, but this ain't been no race. Well, only one team in it. Man United's been top of the league for one day. Arsenal haven't, and you want to say it's a race. Anyway, I think Josh was at PSG game before that. I think it was a few weeks before Berta rocked up. I never saw him though, so big up, man, if that is the case. Big up if that is the case. Peppermint says, I sometimes say don't ascribe something to incompetence when it can be explained by malice. Fair play, bro. Fair play. I can't even argue with it, because even I'm like, is this the agent Arteta? What the fuck is going on? Do you know what I mean? Peppermint, think it's sabotage. You always bottled first to Pep. I have been suspicious of that since the 8-point bottle. Bro, bottle job. Absolutely. Pep's cone, man. He's played for Barcelona. He's worked underneath Pep. You've worked underneath Moyes, and you've taken all of your inspiration from Moyes. Crazy. Reporting for duty, my brother. Appreciate you each and every time, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the mod Viewz. You're welcome, my bro. Hey Viewz, I actually said it too. Gyökeres will play left back like a Aubameyang. You did, bro. You did. Big up Static. Sorry it's taken me so long to get to the comment. 20 likes. Big up, man. That is definitely a record for today. So big up all the people that's liking, man. Just like on the way in and way out. Like I said, the whole news with Viewz thing, don't really know if we're going to continue. We're probably just going to do this intervention, or just more like a chop up with the chat. And obviously you are welcome to come on as well and have your say. Big up Static each and every time, man. Top fella. I gotta watch this later. Sorry, but hey, bro, never apologize, my bro. Always appreciate you being here, and I say the same to everyone. Just hit the like on the way in or way out. Mr. Robbo, it's always some big game. Never shows his repulsive self for a Premier League game against Wolves, for example. Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm starting to believe that Arteta can't motivate these players no more. I mean, let me know what you guys think. Big up Static. Hey, live chat tip. Big up, man. Big up each and every time. Hey, hope you have a great day. Big up Static, man. Big up BX, Harry Canton and Watts are paid by the club and will always protect their access. Of course, they ain't real. Never give a genuine opinion. Absolutely. And the thing is with Robbie, right? He's always trying to do this balance, devil's advocate thing. But if you ever watch his fan cam, he's basically saying the same thing that most of the negative fans are saying. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's corporate guys, man. Corporate guys. They're making money. They're, rich off of YouTube, and they love their access at the end of the day. They're playing the game, but they ain't real Arsenal fans. I heard Robbie supported Luton. Like, I don't know if that's true or not, but It's like they're not real Arsenal fans. Big up Mr. Robbo. Make sure you guys subscribing to him as well. Put your link in the chat if you want to as well, bro. You are a mod, I believe. But let me know if you are. He said 100% usually shows up at end of season at best, but mostly when something big is about to happen. That's what I'm saying. And it's not even Stan, in it. Man just sends his son. Oh yeah, Josh is running it now. These man just don't care, bro. Honestly. Whereas you got Marinakis on the field, grilling man in front of everyone. At least everyone knows what time it is. At least everyone knows that their owner actually cares about their club, you know. Because our owners were taking money out to pay for their insurance for their ranches and everything else. They're probably taking more money out the club than they've put in. Big up Vigilante, he says, BX, all three of them don't have what's best for Arsenal in mind, only their wallets and social media appearances. I absolutely agree, my bro. I absolutely agree. And don't think I hate the Cronkies and Arteta more than I wanted to win that Champions League. I just didn't have no confidence that these men would do it. And lo and behold, who was proven right. But I don't want apologies. I don't want to be proven right. I want to be mudded. I said if we win the Champions League, I'll do a whole stream just for top gooners to come in and call me whatever they want. I won't even respond. I don't care. I want Arsenal to win. I want to die happy. Can we win something in Europe, please? I would have bit your hand off for that Europa League. We've been in it 3 times and haven't won it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Big up Dio again. He said, bruh, I seen the news in the last few days that we signed Zubimendi and Gyökeres. AFTV talking about Gyökeres like it's here we go, done deal. Because they always do it, bro. And Robbie makes money. He knows all the people that we're linked to we ain't getting. But you're doing transfer daily every day. Because Arsenal is the biggest fan base online, the most gullible, the most, you know, the need to be validated is real. Do you know what I'm saying? And Arsenal, we always need players. We're always linked to everyone, but who actually comes through the door? And this whole Zubimendi thing, again, they're saying it's a verbal agreement, so nothing is concrete. I'm so sick of it. And some of these top gooners are like, oh, we got Zubimendi. They're making... That's why you haven't seen me come out with an individual video about Gyökeres or Zubimendi or any transfers. I come out with an individual short because they're talking about Saliba, which I actually think is a real thing. Do you know what I mean? So I made a story about it. But anything that I don't believe, I'm not going to... Seeing is believing, people. Yeah? Seeing is believing. I'm with you, my bro. I'm with you. Big up Dio, man. Each and every time, man. Arteta the spy, you know, it's plausible now. Absolutely. Double... Bro, Splinter Cell double agent, bro. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Big up Vigilante again. Not only can Arteta not compete for all 4 trophies, he needs a holiday in Dubai. Oh my God, facts. Hold on, that gets a round of applause, bro. 1.2 million. That's what he spent going to Dubai. That's basically what he gets a month. Do you know any other team? Slot, he never got backed. Yeah, he was in all the competitions. He ain't taking his team to Dubai. Yeah, he did rotate. And they got knocked out to Plymouth or whatever it was. But so what? That is a competent coach. We need a whole holiday. I wouldn't be surprised if these men gave up the ghost in the cups so they can go to Dubai. And then we still got injuries anyway. We came back from Dubai. Was we sourcing like we did last year? No, we weren't. Have we even won more than 3 games in a row this year in the Premier League? Crazy. Big up E. Rose. He said, build a platform for fans to have their say about their club and now are getting paid by the club. Yeah, bro, sellouts. That's what I'm trying to say. And this is what I keep saying, right? That's why I started bigging up AFTV at the beginning, because we were sick of watching Carragher and Neville and Jeff Stelling and all these other guys talking about the club. Especially when it was biased and, you know, you want a little bit something closer to home. So it was a great idea for the fan cams. But and that's all you should be doing. Hi, AFTV, and then let them talk. That's it. No other words from you. Do you know what I mean? But now you're out here thinking that you're going to win a Pulitzer, bro, or you're going to get the Mercury, you know, you're going to get some sort of award. You're going to get a big job at Sky because of your interview skills on AFTV. No one cares, bro. We only want to hear from the fans. So when you're out there talking to Yardman like, oh, you just got an agenda, go and have a drink, you're ripping him down. You're slyly attacking him in front of everyone because you don't agree with with what you agree with, or he's got his own opinions on the Arsenal. You shouldn't be saying anything. No devil's advocate, no balance. This ain't a podcast. It's a fan cam. We want to hear from the fan. That is it. So they are part of the problem. 100%. Big up E. Ross, my bro. Big up Dio. A lot of man have Arsenal as their second club because their first club isn't in the Prem. R.E. Robbie being a Luton fact. There you go, bro. Is that true? I don't know if it's true. I've just heard the rumours and I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. But big yourself up, man. Big up E. Ross. Yeah, I know what you was trying to say, bro. Sellouts. Big up Vigilante again. I agree, Views. I think the players are turning on Arteta now, and with Martinelli injured, bet it's another hamstring. Oh my god! And with Rice in the same week, waiting to hear both have grade 3. I'm expecting that. Yeah, apparently Rice is grade 1. I don't know where the news has come from. Obviously, it's not come out in the media yet, so I can't tell you exactly that it is. You know, but I have heard that it's a little bit like Dembele's, and they're not taking any risks in case he actually goes and tears it. With Martinelli, I didn't have a clue until today, but I'm not surprised. Moreno's suspended. Trossard's not fit as well. Who are you going to play? If you don't play Ethan Nwaneri, free Ethan, forget Wakanda forever, it's free Ethan. If you don't play him in this Newcastle game, bro, then he needs to do like Daniel Kaluuya and just get out. Get out. Absolute disgrace the way he's treating Ethan Nwaneri. Vigilante saying the players have had enough 3 seasons in a row. Arteta can't win the league, not even a cup. Also, how he is in games screaming over the crowd at the players must be irritating. It is, bro, and it's embarrassing. And the thing is, my bro, do you see anything changing on the field? I said this to Shane as well. It's like the players are not listening to this guy. I don't see no difference on the field. As Kyle said, he's out there landing planes, he's doing Pilates instruction, he's doing everything, bro, and nothing's changing on the field. So I'm starting to think that, you know, they're just not listening to him like that. And of course, they don't want to end up like Ethan Nwaneri, so they go along to get along. But I don't think he can motivate these guys anymore. That's just my opinion. Big up Peppermint again. He said it's embarrassing that I think we was the only club out of the FA Cup that it was embarrassing, and that's why they brought out that stuff about Zubimendi and. No, hold on. It wasn't even Zubimendi. That was after January. It was the Berta stuff and FA Cup weekend. Berta signed long time ago, bro. Yeah, but they strategically use information to direct the anger. They know we're out the FA Cup. It's embarrassing. We're going to Dubai, a holiday where no one else has got a holiday. So they put out that information, and lo and behold, everyone was chatting about Berta. Just like we've had a shit season, 1-0. You know, didn't even challenge for the league. And they're putting out the news about Zubimendi. But we heard the same news about Zubimendi in January. So what is it? Like, anyway. Big up Peppermint again, only Premier League club. Yeah, I think I got what you meant, my bro. Big up Vigilante Views. I called that holiday 2 years ago and had people somehow stalk me from YouTube to Facebook. Fucking hell. And got death threats. Wow, towards myself and my son. Sorry about that, my bro. No one should get that. But that's what the internet's really like. The cult is real. The cult is real. Don't know how they did it to use my real name here. Wow. Bro, you'd be surprised how people can get your information easy, bro. Email, name, websites you've visited, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. You'd be very surprised how easy it is for everyone. When you make Facebook, Instagram, like your shit's there for life. Even if you delete your account, it's still on the server somewhere. It's never not on the internet. Now there is things you can do. It takes a long time to try and erase everything on the internet, but it's very, very hard. I don't know how to do it myself. You know, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Big up Peppermint again. He said, I wish Yardman will stop going on there as Robbie AFTV people have been chipping him down and constantly. Yeah, you're right, bro. And they do it to Turkish as well. Oh, we know what you're going to say. Always moaning negative. They do it on purpose. They keep saying it. And then that's what goes into people's heads. It's like conditioning. How dare you say to Yardman, go and have a drink? So he's only coming out and saying this because what? He's an alcoholic or something. That's what you're trying to call it. How dare you, bro? That for me is feisty, bro. Always, oh, you got an agenda. They said the same to Turkish. You've got an Arteta agenda. Like, why are you saying that? Because then all of the dumb people that watch your channel is going to be like, yeah. Instead of just listening to what's actually being said. That's what I'm saying. These guys are part of the problem. You're right. I wish you would stop going on that channel. But going on that channel was obviously helped him to grow his channel as well. So, you know, and the fact that he goes on there and still chats the truth, the same as Curtis, the same as Dan Potts, the same as Turkish, them guys, as much as I don't want them on that channel, I hear it. It's part of the game, and they haven't changed their stance to be on there. Big up Chris Hudson as well, real ones. And that's why they get chipped away. And I think it's an absolute disgrace, isn't it? You know, it's an absolute disgrace. Yardman upsets the paymasters. Tell them, Dio. Tell them. Big up Dio Dama, almost forgot. No Yardman, no cry. Yeah, bro, man was crying that other day, bro. But you know what? And I couldn't even watch it. It's the moment he started crying, I had to turn it off. Not because it was funny, it's because I couldn't. I felt sorry for him. Kyle had to come off the stream, the legend, because this is how much it fucking means to us. When we got slapped like that 1-0 against PSG and we were so flat, I was done for the whole week. That's why the second leg couldn't even bother me, because I had already grieved. I'm telling you, man, we take it home and these guys don't. That's the difference. Vigilante's also saying with Rice first, it was hip. It was a hip, then a hamstring. Don't trust anything the club says about injuries. It's clear we got lied to all the time. Bro, absolutely clear. Look at Jorginho. First, it was a broken rib. Then the rib was cracked. Now I'm hearing this a punctured lung. We don't even know what's the matter with the guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Even when Ben White was just getting left out of the team. We're just getting left out of the team. We didn't get no heads up. Like, they're not transparent. They're liars because they know. They took a risk and it failed. There's no reason to have the smallest squad in the league, especially if you want to play a high octane type of football. How does that make sense, bro? How? Big up Dio. Rice probably been playing injured too. Absolutely. Like I said, he's had a broken toe. Yeah, the only time I ever saw him have off was like 2 weeks. He's been playing through the pain. Injections, absolutely. I reckon Timber as well. Maybe even Odegaard. But with Odegaard, I'm not going to give him excuses because injuries and pain shouldn't affect your decision making. It might affect you from running or doing sprints or even shooting, but your decision making, no. But you're absolutely right. Big up you guys, man. Big up Eros. I'm sick of Arsenal. I hear it, bro. I hear it. Vigilante saying Peppermint is creepy as fuck, mate. It scared me, to be honest. I removed all pictures with my boy from the internet. I won't ever, bro. Make sure. I've still got pictures of my kids up on Instagram. It's not good, but it's only there because I'm struggling for space on my phone. But if you cannot have anything up, then don't, because you'll be surprised how easy it is to get your information. But yeah, guys, man, it's been a great show today. So I feel like we'll probably be going forward with this. I don't know, just check out Midday for the next couple of days. We might just finish the week and then move it to the evening time. We'll see it. We'll see about that. But listen, all the people that's locked in and locked on, absolutely appreciate it. And every time we have the intervention, people, there is no topic from me. It's all about what you lot want to talk about. You lot can have your say. You lot can come up on the channel, and we can have a good old chat. Big up Dio again. He said there's weirdos on the internet that hack everything. Absolutely right. There was people coming into people's chats that were fake hooks and fake this and a fake that. Like, people are weird people. They are weird, you know, and the internet is even weirder. So be safe, people. Be well. Thank you for joining me today. I will be back later on tonight, actually, with the broski Rashid, Arsenal Revolution TV. Make sure you're subscribing to him as well. That's the bro. 9 p.m. for some more Arsenal talk. And I'll see you then, people. Other than that, probably back tomorrow. I'll have a little look and see if there's anything worth doing a watch along to, just so I can do some evening stuff. And if anything, yeah, I might just do a intervention in the evening, maybe tomorrow or Friday. We will see, but keep your eyes peeled. There will be posts going out. Hit the notification bell, hit the like on the way in, the way out. Vigilante, my bro. Big up Dio, big up Shane, big up Kyle Walsh, big up Peppermint, big up everyone who passed through, man. Who else was here? Hyper Protagonist, E Rolls was in the building, BX Gunner was in the building, Static passed through, Luca was in the building. Make sure you follow him as well. Mr. Robbo. It's just been great. It's just been great. But we're going to finish up now, people. We do have to chill and do a few things. Back again soon. Keep your eyes peeled. And of course,